Hi, today we're going to go through the combination of MethodSketch SoEx and the analyzer. So that's going to be quite high level across everything. If you want any detail on anything that we cover, just drop something in the comments and we can go into a more detailed video on a single component. So starting on the screen, we have got MethodSketch with basically nothing in it. What we can do then is immediately start to define some components. And hit save, we'll get an iteration. If we then start to want to define use cases, you'll see that we start to get call chains and sequence diagrams. If we make a copy of this one, we can then let's fix typing. To get some autocomplete. And you'll see that implicitly the service contract starts to get completed for us. This can continue down further into detailed design. So I'm going to switch across to an example that I prepared earlier. Starting up with the bare operation, you can see that we can start to add annotations for any extra information that you'd like to display. Start to do requests and responses. We can also go and take a look at polymorphic operations. So if we jump down to the service contract and zoom in, you can see that down here that it has a request base. Also demonstrate some things through things that are named the same and diverging over time between different components, but that's a bit beyond the scope of today's demo. What we're going to do next is demonstrate the integration with VS Code. We'll come across here and hit generate. And you'll see that it pushes everything down. This takes a bit longer on the very first try because it's creating all the projects using .NET CLI. Once we've done this demonstration here, I'm actually going to switch over to JetBrains Rider because the auto-generated files, when I make new classes, will look a little bit better for the rest of the demo. So we're going to hop across here. So let's take a look at using the SoEx template to execute the project. So we're going to hop down here. We've got a little operation ready to roll. So we're going to say alpha manager, and we'll call the operation that we just had in our demo there. Now, the contracts exist, so we still need to actually go and create the service. So we're going to add a new class. And then make it implement the interface. We'll also take a call through to the engine. So we'll add the reference. Operation C, and we'll call through here, put the awaits on and make it async. And then we'll be ready to demo once we add an implementation to the engine. Okay, so that's us ready to execute. So you'll see that our classes here contain no references to any other frameworks, and our DTOs and our interfaces are just plain interfaces. We'll hit debug, and maybe breakpoint to prove that we hit it. So that's us through on our breakpoint, and we'll hit continue. Now, if we jump back to the web browser for a moment, we can take a look in the logs, and we can see a trace to show everything that we've called through here. Everything took a bit longer, obviously, because I set a breakpoint. But you can see that we have a hop count and we have a call chain demonstrating that we have some ambient context built in. So built-in logging, built-in ambient context. And we'll take a back look at Rider. So we have in here, we can go take a look at this. And so if we want to change the name here, you'll see that we get a nice squiggle line that says, this is an unspecified operation. So this isn't in your design. So we've got a complaint here that something you've done is not in the design. If we take a jump into here and we change this from a string to an int, again, we get a complaint that this is not as per the design. And let's put this back. We can also take it off of the interface, sorry, this namespace, and then so it will say that it is not defined. Take a look at something polymorphic. And if we eliminate the base request, again, we have a demonstration that someone's tried to change the design and it doesn't work. So it doesn't matter whether you are passing this off to real engineers or across to an AI. If it doesn't match your design, it doesn't build. And so if anything that passes, you know it meets your design. Otherwise, something has to come back and tell you that it's trying to violate the design and would like you to make a change.